Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the second part of my Halloween fire and ice makeup looks. Obviously, this is the ice/frostbite look. If you're interested in learning how to create it, then keep on watching. Y si quieren ver este video en español, opriman el enlace en la cajita de descripción. Before we move on, please subscribe to my new channel, which is totally in English. Alright, let's get started. So the first step is using this LA Girl Pro Concealer in white, and I realized that this isn't really a concealer, it's more of a liquid highlighter, so I decided to go over it with a ColourPop No Filter Concealer in a really light tone. And I'm just blending that out with my Aesthetica Cosmetics Beauty Sponge, but you can blend it out with any type of beauty sponge that you'd like. Once that concealer is blended out, it's time to set it, and I'm taking a brand new translucent setting powder from Aesthetica Cosmetics, which I have been using for like the majority of this year probably, and I'm just taking this Morphe dome-shaped brush to set that concealer. For this look, I'm going to be using the Life's a Drag palette from Lunar Beauty, and I'm starting off with this fishy tone, which is the blue shade if you could tell, and I'm just going to start blending that out like kind of in a really messy way towards the outer V of my eye, and I do want it to be a little bit of a cat eye shape. And don't worry about being totally precise and clean, because we're going to clean that all up with foundation and concealer afterwards. Just make sure it's really blended. Once you reach the level of blue that you like, you can move on to a different brush, and this is a Morphe Fluffy brush, but if you could tell, it was a little dirty, so I'm taking this Color Switch Duo from Veramona so that it's clean and ready to switch over to a new color. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this purple shade and doing the exact same thing, except now on the inner corner of my eye, all the way down the sides of my nose, which even though it's going to be covered with foundation, it just lets me know what it's going to look like in the future of this makeup. So make sure it's really blended out. We want absolutely no harsh lines and everything to look really buffed out. Picking up that ColourPop No Filter Concealer, I'm going to just apply it onto my eyelid so that I can cut the crease so that it can be nice and prepped for what's coming next. And as you can see, I am ending that cut crease as a dome shape, so it's kind of like a half circle, basically covering my entire eyelid. Now with the tiny packing or flat brush, I'm going to apply Cake Face, which is the whitest shade in this palette, all over the eyelid so that we could just set that concealer, and that's just going to act like the base for the rest of the products I'm going to put on. Now that the cut crease is done, I'm going back with these brushes that I had used beforehand and reapplying a little bit of that blue shadow as well as a little bit of that purple shadow in the respective parts, because I want to make sure that those colors stand out as well. So now I'm hopping into the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette and taking this white shade with the same packing brush that I used before and reapplying it all over the lid to give it like an iridescent glow. Then I'm taking this glitter glue from Too Faced and applying it all over the lid once again, because we are going to add some glitter. Make sure to use a really small detailed brush for this, and these are the two glitters that I'm going to be using. First, applying the silver glitter from Denature Mineral onto the inner portion of the cut crease, and then applying this blue glitter, which I'm pretty sure is from Claire's or Forever 21, on the outer portion of the cut crease. Now that the basic part of the eyes are done, we're ready to move on to the face. So for primer, I'm taking this L'Oreal Illuminating Pink Primer and just applying it all over. For foundation, I'm taking this L'Oreal True Match in the shade W0.5, and that's obviously a super light shade, as you can see. I didn't want to use a white paint all over the face because this isn't like a skeleton look, but I did want to look really pale and frostbitey-ish. For concealer, I'm taking the lightest shade I own, which is this one from Wonder 2. You guys have seen it before on my channel, and it's in the shade 10. To bake, I'm taking this translucent powder I showed you guys in the beginning of the video from Aesthetica Cosmetics, and I always think it's important to bake if you want your makeup to be long-lasting, and if it's a Halloween makeup, I assume you do. For the rest of my face, I'm taking this Studio Fix powder from MAC in the shade NC15, which is a super, super light shade. That my face is set, I'm going to take this big fluffy brush and start with the contour. For that, I'm going to take that blue tone and slowly start to build up a blue contour. This can get really muddy and messy, so like I said, slowly build it up and you'll eventually get the shade that you want. Moving on to a brush like this one, really similar to the one before, we're going to take that purple and do the exact same thing, but kind of use it as a blush, and then later move it on to the forehead and to my chin to really contour and give us that frostbite look. Now I'm taking that same fluffy brush from Morphe that we used for the purple on our eyes and applying that purple on the sides of my nose as a nose contour like I mentioned I originally wanted to do. And then I'm taking that blue and buffing it all out into the area around my eyebrow bone and under my eyes to smoke out the underwater line. For my eyebrows, I decided to use this eyelash primer, which is actually like a white mascara, and I am brushing my eyebrows upward like I would do with a brow gel, except now you can see that they are nice and white. To set that white eyelash primer, I'm going to take the other side of this spoolie, which has like an angled brush, and go into the white Cake Face eyeshadow from the palette and basically do exactly what you see here. So I'm not going to be using any false lashes, but I do want to curl my lashes because I'm going to apply the same mascara primer to them to make them nice and white. If you want to go to a Halloween store and get some white false eyelashes or silver, I think they would look good too. At this point, I wanted to set my face, so I'm using this Milani Make It Dewy setting spray, and now I'm hopping into that 3D highlighter palette and taking that white highlighter again from Huda Beauty and just highlighting all the high points of my face, my cupid's bow, my cheekbones, my nose, the inner corner of my eye, and my eyebrow bone as well. Now here comes the fun part, which is also totally optional. You're going to need this glue or any eyelash glue really. So I'm going to take a little bit of that glue and go ahead and put these pearls once the glue is a little bit tacky. That way they can stick and they won't fall off, and that really adds an extra element of like creativity and dimension to the look. I'm taking this white eyeliner from the Ardell brand and applying it to the waterline and to the upper waterline, as you can see, and this is also going to give it like that icy vibe. To finish off the eyes, I'm just adding some more of that mascara primer on the lower lashes, and now we're moving on to the paints. Now this is totally optional, but I didn't have a white lipstick, so I decided to use the Mehron paints on my lips, and I will warn you, it took me quite a bit of time to get the exact pigment that I wanted. You could leave the lips like this, but to make the lips look more frozen, I decided to add some of this purple and blue eyeshadow to the more inner center part of my lips. Hopping back into that white highlighter from Huda Beauty, I'm going to apply that over my lips as well, and that's going to give it like a holographic shiny look. If you want to add more white to this look, just do what I'm doing and go ahead and brush on some hair-like strokes over your eyebrows. If you don't have the paints, you can also use like a liquid eyeliner for this. 3, 2, 1, here is the look without anything additional. I just added a wig, and you can stop the look if you want right here, but I decided to add a little bit more of that white paint all over my chest and shoulder area, and I wanted to go and add some more glitter too. So I put some hairspray, which in the past I've also used Vaseline to glue on this glitter, and I'm taking that silver glitter and putting it on my collarbones and on my shoulders. In case I didn't mention it, these Mehron paints are water activated, so make sure that you have a cup of water handy, and I just added the paint with a regular paint brush. You can buy it for like a couple bucks at Michael's. There you have it, guys, my part 2 of my Fire and Ice Halloween look. This is a great costume idea with you and a bestie, or you can pick and choose if you want to do the fire look or the ice look, or maybe both if you have 2 separate events. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to this channel. It'll really help me out. I hope that my CATANO GLAM family can grow each time I post a video. So stay tuned, and I will see you next time.